Hey guys, it's Nadia from LiaDia Designs, and I'm back with another tutorial. I'm doing something a little bit different today, and I'm actually doing a different type of video format as well. I'm going to test this out, and you guys let me know what you think of this. Um, I have a lot of requests that people are asking that if I can make a lot more videos, a few times a week if possible. And the way that I normally make videos is that I record the entire process first without any voiceover or sound, just so that I can, just focus on what I'm doing and get it done. And then just, especially for the resin part where I need to wear my respirator and my gloves, and I just, I have my fan on, so it's really loud in here and I won't be able to talk over that. So I do my video recording first, and then I go in and actually edit the entire video where I'll take an hour or so worth of footage, and then I, cut that down to 10 or 15 minutes or whatever it is. So, and that process just takes a really long time because then I also have to record the voiceover separately, and then I have to pair it all in the software, and it just ends up being, a lot of work. So, so in order for me to do that, I really, with 3 kids and a husband and a business, 2 businesses and everything else going on, it's just really not feasible for me to do more than 1 video a week the way that I'm currently doing them. So I'm hoping that maybe I can try this format and see if I'm recording while I do the voice at the same time, and I'm just gonna edit as I go. So I'll just stop the camera and whenever I need to. So this way, or if I'm going to time lapse, I know that I'm going to stop talking for a bit and I know that this portion is going to be time lapse. And then hopefully, maybe I can make this work. And if I can do that, and basically it's a one recording thing and then it's a quick edit, then maybe I can do, at least add 1 or 2 more videos in during the week. That's the goal. And I'm hoping that's something that I can do. So let me know what you guys think of this format when I'm done the video. Just let me know if you think it works, or if you just prefer that I just stick to my 1 video a week because it looks more professional or whatever it is. And yeah, we'll see how things work out. So anyway, so part of that process means that I won't be showing, or at least I won't be live filming the resin portion where I'm pouring the resin, because again, like I said, I need to wear my respirator and things like that. So I've already done that part here, and I did video it. So if I can figure it out in the software, I will just put a little clip in the top corner or something that just kind of shows that I resin this, but I didn't do anything special here. This is literally just a basic resin pour, and I'll show you the bottom. And as you can see, I had just painted on some liquid latex along the bottom here. And then I poured, and obviously there's some drips, which I will remove. I can remove them now, but then that means the latex is going to come off as well. So, and I am going to need to do a top coat on this once I'm done the design. So I'm not going to do that right yet because I'm going to take off the liquid latex all at one time. So anyway, so you can see that I've done that. And again, like I said, I didn't do anything fancy here. It's literally a single color. And the color that I used was actually this is a gorgeous color. It's hard to tell from the bottle, but it's this Imperial Emerald from Meyspring, and it looks darker in the bottle, but once you actually pour it, as you can see here, it's just this gorgeous dark emerald, like really deep. So this is the idea. Well, this is actually just started. This is another phase of what I'm working on here. So as you can see, it's the Kintsugi style with washi tape, and I'm also adding in the new mirror technique that I just posted last week. So we're going to be doing that. This is not done yet. I just did the beginning part where I've laid down the washi tape and I've done the outlines, and then I'm going to go back in once this the outlines are dry and go in and add the glitter. So we're going to be doing both of these boards in this video, just because once I paint this, I'll need to let this dry, and then I can work on this one so you guys can kind of see how everything's working. So, all right, so I hope that explains what's happening here. But all right, so the first thing that we're going to want to do is we need to figure out our washi tape, and this is the one that I've selected for this board, and just look how pretty that looks on the board. It just complements it so well. So this again is washi tape from the Washi Tape shop, and as always, I put the names of the brands and the products I'm using at the end of the video, as well as in the description below the video, and whenever I have links or discount codes, I include those down there as well. So check those out if you're looking for the links for these. So yeah, so I want to figure out where I'm going to put my washi tape, and I think I want it to go, so there's an angle here on the board, and I want the washi tape to kind of follow that angle there. So then it's kind of centered, but a little bit off, because we are going to be adding in our mirrored area as well. And all right, so I'm going to quickly just cut this and stick it on. So just give me a second and we'll go do a quick time lapse while I'm doing that. Okay, so we got our tape on here, and you could definitely just leave it like this if you like, in terms of just the straight edges. But for my kintsugi style, I normally just make the edges kind of wavy like. So I take my knife and I'll just go in and just add those in. There we have that now. And the next thing that I want to do is I need to add in our little mirror. So I'm going to be, so same as like what's being done here. There's a little mirror. So we're going to add that in. And if you saw my previous tutorial where I actually introduced this mirror reflective material, so it's kind of a thicker type of material. It's not the like cellophane or the plastic wrap that you find. This is a little bit different. It's a self-adhesive piece. I do have a full video where I made coasters, and again, that was about a week ago. So if you want like more details on this, definitely check out there. I'll link it above if I can remember as well. So, so this material here, what I do is I want to add kind of like a section coming down here along the top. So the way that I do that, and I showed this process as well in that other video, is I actually take a piece of acetate or any type of plastic that you have that you can make yourself a template. So I want this one to, there's probably gonna be a line coming down here, and then I'm going to have my mirror come down like something like that, maybe a little bit more like that. I need to trace the edge of the resin here because I'm going to need the sticker to go there, and just to kind of have an idea there. So I have a template, and then I'm going to cut that out. And then, I can get it the wrong way. And then I should have a template that's actually going to fit here, and a little bit bigger than I wanted. So I'm going to trim it down a little bit, like so. And then that's going to connect there. So what I do once I have that, and of course you can, if you don't want to go through this process of creating this template, you can just kind of estimate it and, you know, create whatever piece you want with that. Like if you just wanted, just kind of guess and then rough estimate it, you can do that too. I'm, you guys know I'm very specific about how I like my, how I want all my pieces, you know, to look. And I don't know what's wrong with my marker. I'm really detailed oriented with a lot of this stuff, so I like the lines looking a certain kind of way, you know, according to the aesthetic that I'm trying to create. So for me, having this little bit of extra control over it helps a lot with the process. So, and you can keep these little extra bits that I'm cutting off here and add them if you want to other sections. I'm only going to be adding the one, but you can definitely add in more if you choose to. So now we have a piece that fits right where we want it. So again, this is adhesive or self-adhesive. So we just have to take the backer off like so. And then we're just going to line it up to where we want it to go. And we just stick it down. On this one here, you can see I made the piece bigger, like it's actually going all the way to the washi tape, but I wanted this one to be a little bit different. We're actually going to extend the outline down a bit, and then we'll go around this piece. So once we have that, we're going to need to take this off because we're going to add our outliner soon, and then we need the outliner to go over this as well. So we have that. And now we're ready to do our outliner. And once again, I'm using my Pebeo Serenity Relief, and this is in King Gold. So it's a bit of a brighter gold than the typical gold that I use. So again, I'll just go into a time lapse. You guys have seen me do this many, many times. So I'll just quickly go in and do the outlines. And again, just like it is in this one here, there's no right or wrong in terms of where the lines are going. A lot of the little gaps that I've created here, I will be filling with glitter or some other pigment, or maybe just leaving them. It just kind of depends on, you know, how it's looking once I get it all together. But the idea is to create the cracks. And then, like I said, if you're planning to add glitter, you just kind of leave spaces for that, accommodate for that. And then we will be coloring this mirror area as well, as we did in the coaster video. So, all right, so I'm going to go into a quick time lapse and get those lines in. Okay, so we got all our lines in. Not sure if I'll add any more. I'm just kind of still looking at it and not sure. But as you can see, there's our lines. And I was covering the mirror a lot during that time lapse just because you guys don't need to see up my nose while I'm working on this. So I was just covering it as much as I could so you guys wasn't going to get because of you didn't want. So in any case, so now we need to let this dry. And then once it's dry, we can go in and add in our glitter or paints or whatever we're going to do. So we'll let this dry and then we'll move on to our blue one and we'll come back to this one later just to kind of see how it gets finished up at the end. Okay, so to get started on the mirror, so I'm going to do something a little bit different on this one. I've actually been just kind of like off camera, quickly experimenting colors to see what color I'd want to do, just because there's so many colors in the washi tape that sometimes I just want to pick one that's going to be complementary to the tape. But every one that I tried, I only tried about 2 or 3, but the ones that I tried, I wasn't overly happy with how it was going to look. I mean, I think the safest bet would be to do blue, just because then it'll somewhat blend, but it'll just have a different kind of reflectiveness where this, where the mirror is. But then I don't really want to do that either. So I ended up deciding to do some iridescent flakes. So these are the flakes I'm going to be using. And this is the DB Resin Products Iridescent Flakes in blue. So as you can see, it kind of reflects, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but the flakes kind of reflect a lot of the same colors that are in the washi tape. So this way I'll get a bit of everything. And because these are clear, this is a big chunk here, I'll show you guys. Because these are clear, they're see-through. So they just really reflect. So if I put them on to this mirror, the light is still going to reflect through the mirror and then through this, but it's going to catch all the different color variations. So I want to try it. That's the theory. I'm hoping. I did do a quick test on here It's not completely dry yet, but I don't know if you guys can see that. But so it's gonna dry hopefully completely clear. I just kind of heated it with my heat gun, so I don't know if it's gonna turn out perfect. But even if it kind of just keeps a bit of that, you know, opaqueness to it, it's fine. But you can see, I think, that it's reflecting the light and it's kind of bouncing light off the mirror and through the iridescent. So that's the look we're going to try to go for. So how we're going to do that is we're going to be, I've added some of my DuraClear gloss varnish into this cup. I don't know if you can see, it's not a ton, just because we don't need a lot for that spot. And then we'll be adding the flakes in here. And again, we're not going to be needing to a lot, just because I'm not going to make a thick layer of this these flakes, because again, we need a thin layer of the flakes so that we're not blocking the light from going through the flakes to the mirror and be able to bounce back out. So anyway, so I'm going to take my brush, we'll mix that up a bit, and then I'm going to go into a quick time lapse and paint that in. And like I said, I'm going to paint it in, and I'm going to try to keep it so that the flakes are kind of like a single layer. It's not going to be the super easiest thing to do, but I just don't want to put it on in like, you know, big chunks like this and just drop it on. I want to actually kind of thin them out, so this way it kind of just makes like a single layer. Okay, so kind of looks really neat. Like it just has like this opalescent look to it right now because it's white. So even that looks kind of neat, but it's a little bit too bright in terms of contrast with the washi tape. We want everything to be a bit more balanced. So once this dries, hopefully it'll be more similar to what we have on this piece here, where it's just mostly the glitter that we see, and we see some of the mirror through. We don't actually have all the white. The white is from the DuraClear varnish. The varnish is actually has a bit of a opaqueness to it, and then it dries clear. So this should look pretty cool once it's done. And then for the for some of the other areas, I won't be doing all of them, but this one for sure. The ones on the sides I probably won't do, just because gravity that the glitter is going to probably run down the sides. So I'm already having a bit of that issue with the resin. It just was it's a bit thinner on the sides than it is on the top, just because of, you know, gravity. So I'm going to be keeping mostly in the flat areas to add the glitter. So these areas I'm going to be adding in this glitter here from Meyspring, and it is their Sapphire Sparkle. So I'll be adding those into those areas here. And the same process, we're going to be just adding our gloss varnish. And again, we don't need a lot because the areas are pretty small. Maybe a touch more. And I don't want to make a mess with the glitter because I always do. But so take some of this, put it in here. And I get asked a lot about how much, like what's the ratio between the glitter and the gloss varnish. I would say start with a 50-50 ratio, because this is not resin that we're working with. We're not worried about the gloss varnish not, you know, drying or curing. So so definitely a 50-50 is fine. You know, you could even go more. Like if you find that this is not if it's still too thin, you can add more glitter. We're not too concerned here. Like I said, we're not worried about how the gloss varnish is going to dry. So we would just go in and we're going to add those into those areas. Easy peasy. All right, so we do that one. I'll do this one and this one. And I'll show you one other thing. I don't know if many of you saw my original Kintsugi my washi tape Kintsugi coaster tutorial, but this was what I created here. So you'll see there's a lot of similarities between what's happening on this board and what I did on the coaster. The one difference you're going to notice is the glitter. So this is another way that you can do the glitter if you don't want to just fill in gaps, is you can just run the glitter along the edges, and that looks really pretty too. So if you want a more, maybe if you don't really like a lot of glitter, you just want to keep it more subtle, you don't have to put the glitter at all. But if you want to, you can even just kind of go around the edges like this. For this one, because we are creating this large area, I do just want to fill in a couple other spots, and I'm going to leave it like that. But this is the other option as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and then we'll let it dry. There we go. And like I said, when everything starts to dry, this should hopefully become more clear, and these will sparkle a lot more, because right now everything's just got that a little bit of opacity to it from the varnish. So we'll let this one dry, and we'll bring back our green one, and we'll do a quick, maybe I'll just do a quick time lapse just to kind of show how I'm going to finish that one off. I don't really need to talk through it because you guys have listen to me talk through this one. So I'll just kind of show you how I'm going to finish that one off. And then once everything is fully dry, I'll come back and show you guys how everything's looking once it's dry. All right. So now, oh, I forgot a spot. Let's just fill that in. So I'm going to just fill this little spot in here. So I have my glitter. So this is just black glitter. So the one I'm using here is it's just a fine black glitter from Holographic from Hemway. So, and I mixed it with my varnish. And we'll just fill in. And this one I just decided to keep all the colors really subtle and go a bit on the darker side, because this board ended up having a much more of an elegant kind of look with that deep green, and with the washi tape there isn't, besides the red on it, there isn't really any bright coloring. So I wanted to kind of keep that kind of elegant look to it. So yeah, so we did that. So again, those are going to dry black, so it's going to be just a little bit darker, or in the same color range as the deep emerald. And then here I used a mix of the resin dyes, and again, this is the product that I used on those coasters that I did in the tutorial. So I mixed some of the black and the peacock blue, and this is from Let's Resin, with the gloss varnish to kind of make a super dark green as well. Again, that kind of matches this, but once it actually dries, it should be transparent, and then you'll get that reflective nature out of this section. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything is going to work out really well the way I'm kind of envisioning it, and it should look really cute when it's done. So those two are now done, and this is our blue one. So these two are going to just be left to dry now. It will take a couple hours for it to fully dry. So I'll come back for the end of the video here to kind of just show you how they ended up looking once they're dry. Maybe before I do that, I might put the top coat on of resin just to kind of seal it and show you guys the final product. I'm not sure how it's going to go with these videos right now. So anyway, just know that after this is dry, just like we do in every other one of our videos, that we always top coat our design. So this way it just kind of seals the design in. It gives a nice protective layer. It creates more of an even surface. And especially for things like cheese boards, we want there to be clear resin covering any of our pigments and other designs, just because if it does come into contact with food, we want it to be just clear resin. We don't want it to have too many, or we don't want it to have any other micas or glitters or any other mediums in it. So yeah, again, I'll videotape the process, but I may not do a thorough explanation here in the video, but I might just do a quick video of it just so you guys can see that I do actually just do the top layer. And yeah, anyways, so we'll see you then. Okay. they're all done, so here they are. And I actually double top coated these just because when I do a single coat on top, sometimes what ends up happening is there's still bumps from the acrylic outliner and or even the glitter. So I did a top coat and I let that cure about halfway, so about 5 hours. And then I went in and I did a second top coat on top of that. So this way it's really nice and smooth. So you can see here. You can see how that mirror section just reflects. It just looks so pretty. But, and yes, of course, the washi tape. The resin on top actually really brings out the colors on the washi tape as well, which is another reason why I really like using the washi tape and resin, just because you can actually compare it slightly. I have it here. So the washi tape here, as much as it looks nice, like it looks the same, but the one under resin just has a bit more deeper tones to it, just because the resin just, you know, as it does with most types of varnishes, it just brings out those colors. So that's one reason why I really like using the washi tape, as well as the fact that they're just beautiful and they just add so much to such a simple design. So anyway, so that's the emerald green. And again, I just love this color. It's just, I'm actually mad at myself that I didn't try it earlier. So I've had it for a little while. Meyspring had sent it to me, and it's just a gorgeous color. So we have that one, and then we have our blue, our sparrow, and you can see the iridescent there. It kind of really reflects with the light. But you can see it just how much it shines and sparkles more than it would have been if we had just put it straight onto a blue background. That mirror or reflective paper under there just really helps it shine and sparkle. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get going. This has been a really fun video to make. I hope you guys liked this. I actually really enjoyed the format of this video because I feel like it's a bit longer than my normal videos, but it allowed me to actually get into a little bit more detail of the process and what I'm doing. And because when I'm just kind of editing pre-recorded video, sometimes I forget some of the things that I wanted to say. So when I do the voiceover, I'm like, oh, I missed, you know, saying a certain thing or whatever. And this gave me an opportunity to kind of say it as I'm working. And I kind of like that. But I know it does make the video longer. So if you guys don't like that, that's fine. We can go back to the other one. This one I do find is also easier for me to edit. I'm actually currently editing and just going to be adding this piece in. And I'm finding it's a lot faster. It's almost cutting the time in half, which is amazing. So if you guys like this type of video, that'd be awesome. And I will definitely see if I can do at least 2, maybe even 3 a week if we can do that. But if you don't, that's fine. Like I said, if it's too long, or you know, you'd rather the shorter videos, I can do that as well. Or maybe it's a mix and match. I don't know. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think of the boards. And again, let me know what you think of these videos. And I'll see you in the next one. So thanks so much, guys. Take care. Bye.